Welcome to the Best of Dallas from the 2009 MLG Pro Circuit, available exclusively on Xbox Live. Dallas played host to the third event of the 2009 season, and teams were looking to use this event to improve their seeds going into the playoffs and the finals.
Now, Straight Rippin' was looking to improve their points lead and to be the first team to win back-to-back events in Halo 3's history. But in Winners Bracket Round 2, they found out it would not be an easy task.
It was there that they found themselves struggling against a newly formed Carbon team. The team had rebuilt from the ground up after Columbus, as Shockwave and Defy added Naded and Walshy to the roster. The series started with an amazing game of Narrow's Capture the Flag.
Indeed, it was an amazing game, Puckett. With the game tied 2-2, a scramble ensued as both teams tried to capture their third and final flag. But in the end, Carbon was able to score and jump out to a 1-0 lead in the series.
Oh my goodness. Walshy puts it in.
In Game 2, Defy went huge to lead Carbon to a 50-41 victory. His team shot and awareness was simply phenomenal.
Now, the loss was Straight Rippin's first on Amplified Team Slayer during the 2009 season, and that put them into a 2-0 hole going into Game 3.
With their backs against the wall, Straight Rippin headed into Game 3 determined to make a stand. Unfortunately for them, Carbon was not going to let the match slip away from them.
Now check out Game 3 of the series on Construct, King of the Hill.
And welcome back. We're live here in Dallas, Texas, where we've got a best-of-5 matchup, and right now Carbon with a clear advantage, 2-0 over Straight Rippin', but we're gearing up for game number 3.
That's right, Farouk. Game 3 is going to be King of the Hill on Construct. It looks like Straight Rippin' finding themselves in an unusual situation. Down 2-0 to Carbon here, but they will be having to fight their way back in this Game 3 if they want to stay alive in the winner's bracket to advance to the winner's bracket finals. It's Construct King of the Hill. We got Overshields, we got Snipers, and we got Rockets, and we got Big Daddy T. Here we go. T-squared and Straight Rippin'. Let's listen in.
One just lifted up C3. Another one bottom gold. Wow, bottom gold weak.
Go straight.
Two guys bottom gold still. One close street to R1. Two guys, three. Lifting up C3. One's O2. Close open sword lane. It's on hill, Eric. Eric, one shot. Alright,
still C3.
Alright,
I got rocks.
You want me to give me one? Spawn bottom gold. Spawn bottom gold. Yeah, he's going C1. Spawn C1.
Tell me to go close. I'll watch close.
I'm watching right now. Up open.
Bottom center, going to close, I think. Close it open.
I think I might need help.
No, dude, I'm watching you.
Alright.
This guy in close purple.
Watch out lobby. Nice. Open street, watch open street. R1 weak. Watch out, R1, O2,
O2, Kyle.
Get that side, Eric.
I got it, I'm going close street.
I got
Lifting where?
O2. Open sheet weak.
Walshy, one shot open purple.
Inhale, and open 3. Nice, inhale weak. Defy. Inhale weak. 3 dead. I'll get home. Actually, no, you got it. Open street. Naded. Make gold spawn.
Fuck him up.
Make gold, drop the floor.
Gold again.
And open 3
Shot
side.
floor, Walshy.
Close gold.
Watch basement.
Right now.
Ryan's watching his front foot.
Close street. I got close street.
One shot basement. Walshy's one shot, and there's no guy in hill. Right now.
I'm coming up. Lift it over.
We can help. Mid ramp. Nice, he's dead.
Shockwave weak in basement.
Where's Walshy?
Open 3, one shot.
I'm nading him.
Walsh. Okay, my
Shockwave's down.
Nice job.
Define basement.
I don't see Walshy
It
anywhere.
might be lobby.
No, I see.
Define basement, one shot.
Up open street. I'm watching.
O2.
I'm in
Open
sword.
4, one shot. Open 3, one shot. I got help. Open
Lobby.
I'm getting shot at. Inhale, mid ramp. Nice. One's in help.
Go shot no.
One shot. Nice.
Dead. I got
Go.
Open street.
So after about 2 minutes, we have 51 seconds on the clock for Straight Rippin', opening this one up very strong. You see Snipe down with the sniper rifle. He's on a killing spree, and he just picked up the overshield. But Scott, we have to look big picture at this one. We just saw Straight Rippin', a team that is 10-2 all time on Amplified Team Slayer, just get taken down by a brand new Carbon lineup, the same lineup that took down Final Boss earlier today. What is going on with the blue team?
The blue team's coming fired up. I mean, unlike every other team, they have everything to prove. Like, yes, Straight Rippin' wants more than anything to prove that they can win back-to-back events. But when you're a new team, you want to prove that you deserve to be on top. And they don't want to think that just beating Final Boss is fine. They want to beat Straight Rippin', and I know Shockwave does, because he had a passion as much as I did about beating Straight Rippin' back when we used to play.
I mean, it's not even about just beating Final Boss and beating Straight Rippin'. These guys came in thinking and knowing that they can win Dallas, and that's what they came to do.
right now, Snipedown just picked up the triple kill for his second killing spree of the game. He is playing angry, but check out the score here. You just saw Carbon put about 40 seconds on the clock. It's now 80 to 46 as Straight Rippin has retaken control of the map. And Snipedown is taking grenades but not dying. We're jumping on board with T-Squared. He just got the brand new rockets and he is on a killing spree as well.
This is the Straight Rippin I expected coming into this match. This is the team that we know, the dominant slayers, the get everything done and still kill and be flashy. They weren't like that at all in the first two games.
And right now they were all on kind of a fresh spawn here. Everyone was killed from the top of the map. Legit gets the spawn down low. T-Squared is going to lead the way going up the open purple, and Legit is probably going to follow.
Dave, you're fucking horrible.
One shot blue ramp. Defy one shot blue ramp. And up close, up close.
And Legit is going to be spanked around. We're jumping on board with Snipedown. Now, right now, you're Straight Rippin. You have about a 10-second lead, but you're finding yourself down 2-0 in a series against the number 8 seed. Scott, how do you get yourselves back into the match?
You just got to win this game. You have to do everything you can. If you can win this game, if you can half them or just beat them by a large margin, that's going to say something to you. You're like, okay, yeah, those first two games are a fluke. Everyone gets lucky, blah, 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 blah. Any excuse you can come up with for those first two games being flukes, you're going to take.
Right now, T-Squared has the overshield sitting in the hill. Straight Rippin now with 100 seconds on the clock. T-Squared's going to win his VR battle. We're jumping on board with Snipedown.
Last guy.
Blue ramp.
102 to 80, so just 5 minutes off the clock, and we have a lot of time already on the scoreboard. Both teams really kind of dominating the hills once they take map control. Why has it been so easy for them to just sit in the hill?
Their setups are very, very well organized. Unlike when we saw Ambush and Status Quo where they just kept kind of going for the hill and just trying to scrap as much as time. This team, both these teams not only can scrap time, but as they're scrapping, they're able to set up properly. And I watched Snipedown keep that sniper on close street, like I said to do, instead of going on open ramp. And his teammates stayed bubble shield, sword, and then the guy in the hill. And by doing that, the guy in sword can watch river, the guy in bubble shield watches the floor spawns, and the guy close street can pretty much do whatever he wants.
And did you see Walshy connect with the no-scope as Legit was dropping down on him? We got to go back over to Carbon. They are still playing with the same life that they had in the first two games. And I'm looking out for Nated because his BR is starting to heat up.
See one of them look? And laser.
03.
Hey, 03.
One shot 03 T2. Where's he going? Lobby, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Guys,
2 on 3. 2 on 3. And hill and open sword light.
2 and 0.
Nice shot. Two dead. Let's get this. Okay.
Main,
Up on 3, up on 3.
Two guys main ramp and river. Main ramp and river.
One shot in the open door. One shot 03, set down with a sniper.
God,
Going
one
open street. Going open street. There's two of them. They're both there. Both of 3 hurt.
One shot.
One's one shot.
R1 legit. Go for rockets.
One shot 03. Two guys 03, one shot. One shot 03 still.
And they have OV and open door. I
One shot 03 to Snipedown. Somebody.
Still there. I got hill.
All right.
03 guys, where is he?
There's one shot 03 still set down.
I got him.
Chris, watch my purple.
Back over.
03's dead.
Back over, guys.
Back over.
I got one. Goes open street. Don't back goal.
Yeah, I'm going for
Back goal is all alone. He's all alone back there.
Carbon takes the lead, 132 to 120. We're jumping on board with Defy.
Close.
Blue ramp.
One shot close. Nice.
Last guy
3
alive,
dead.
big gold or blue ramp.
3 dead.
Rockets down.
The best thing Carbon did right there was right as this hill moved, Nated blocked the back gold spawn, which is so crucial to block for the close hill street. Or the close street hill.
Got it. So now when I'm playing, I'm always told never go back gold. Why is it so important to lock down that part of the map?
When you go back gold, when the hill's on close street, you cancel out all the gold spawns, every single one of them. Mid gold, top gold. And that is crucial because then you know they have to come up the purples. And you can always just nade and kill the guys who come up gold. So you're funneling them into sword and both the purples, which you want to have happen.
Now El Maori, who just had a really rough game too, is starting to heat up. He's on a killing spree with that beatdown. 147 to 142 and counting. This is one of the tightest King of the Hill games we've seen. And Straight Rippin, they need this game to stay alive in the winners bracket.
I mean, even tighter than the 2-10 tie we saw last night.
Well, that was oddball, but yeah, absolutely. That game was just ridiculous, and after 30 minutes, I never want to see oddball again.
Yeah, go now, go now.
We're checking out as Snipe Down is moving back sword, getting his teammates to spawn up before he pushes in into the close purple. He's there to help him out with the kill on Shockwave.
R1 maybe.
But all of Straight Rippin' was up top. That's going to allow Carbon to get to this next overshield.
It's assassin.
Do that. I'm gonna grab copy.
He's got snipe.
And Walsey's going to work with the sniper rifle. T-squared immediately drops down with the pea shooter and takes him out. But the Walsey chant has begun again.
This is the first time in a long time I've heard a Walshy chant like this. Since probably 2006 championships.
I think it was 2008 Toronto.
Ooh, yep.
Taking that baby.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're going on board with Nated. All right, so here we go. 172 to 160. Carbon with the lead.
Yeah, 2 guys, 6-3.
Rocket's coming back up in about 10 seconds. See who's going to grab those and cause some damage for the team.
Nice shot. Do that. Last guy opens.
Help him out so we can stay alive in the hill.
Yeah.
Rockers. Oh, lobby. They're in Rockers.
2 on 3.
I'm going for rocks.
Oh, close leg.
C2 one shot.
Nice shot.
One day.
Rockets
R1. Rockets R1.
C2 Rockets.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Eric?
You got Rockets?
We got rocks, baby.
Nice.
Go. R1.
O2.
Fell, legit, hit laser.
Got him.
Nice, grab hill.
Sword. Look up at sword, guys.
C2. 2 on 2.
C2 one time.
C2 to hill. Our main ramp.
One
One
shot
shot main
main
ramp.
ramp.
3 on 4.
I'm gonna go back.
Moves in 5.
Oh, lobby one open door, Chris.
That was the name
C1,
from R1 or
C1.
something.
I died. C2. Loading. All right, let's hold top. Close street.
Charge him.
Nice. 2 dead.
He's gonna be
Lobby.
I want our door, close door now.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I've wasted last rocket. He's C3.
Do they have it?
He's at close street. Close curious. 3 on 4.
Obi, carry.
Close street.
Get out of there if you have to. Oh my God!
Hold that.
3
Do
dead.
that. Stay
Last
alive.
one's hill guy, Obi.
I'm charging gold.
Stay alive, Brandon.
Get him out the hill if you can. Wait for your shield. Nice shot. One shot blue ramp. Watch lobby, guys.
Got blue ramp.
C3. 2 C3. Oh, fuck. 2 C3. 2 C3. Open door weak. He should be weak. Oh my. He's there. Full shield. It's gonna be full shield. Open door.
Close street.
Dead. Front door. C3. Nice job.
O3, guys.
C3's dead. C3 one shot, going street. C3 one shot.
Shot O3.
One shot, go street.
Top gold and O3. Nice shots. Open street, maybe gold.
Shockwave with the perfect 4 shot. It's 227 and counting to 181. Carbon looking to close this one out strong with a perfect 3-0 sweep on the #1 team in Halo 3.
And this is pretty much next to perfect Halo I'm watching from Nated here, Chris. I've never seen someone have forced so many situations and get away with it before. It's incredible. He reminds me of the Ogres in Halo 1.
Everyone on Carbon is just playing King of the Hill the right way. They are forcing Straight Rippin' out of the hill as soon as they step in. They're getting the right angles, and they're just keeping the pressure on them.
Even though they have this lead, they have to still be careful. I know they only have 11 seconds to go, but they still have to take their time. If they just take their time, kind of take it step by step, listen to Walsh, kind of go by his guidelines, they're going to win this match with ease.
And it looks like Carbon kind of regrouping for a second here. Shotgun's going to be taken down on open ramp, but Nated, Walshy, and Defire all pushing close street. It's Walshy versus Snipe Down. Walshy's going to be taken down, but Defy is going to live, and now he's going to spawn his teammates backsword. But check out the score here, guys. It is now 2:18 on the clock for Straight Rippin'. Shockwave trying to stay alive in the hill. He picks up the double kill with the grenades. Here comes Elmite Warrior with the overshield. Shockwave, stay in the hill. You only need 5 more seconds, and he's got his head down. This is going to be the game. Perfect 3-0 sweep over Straight Rippin'.
After the shocking 3-0 sweep of Straight Rippin', Carbon found themselves in the winners bracket finals facing off against Triggers Down.
The winners bracket finals was a tight 5-game series with both teams putting up great plays, but Triggers Down ended Carbon's run and sent them down to the losers bracket.
In the losers bracket finals, Carbon matched up against their old teammate Ghost Ayami and his new squad, Instinct. Instinct had just upset the Columbus champion Straight Rippin', and this loss meant that Straight Rippin' finished 4th in Dallas.
The series between Carbon and Instinct kicked off with Capture the Flag on the pit. Both teams were determined to secure a top 2 finish and a shot at Triggers Down in the championship match.
It's Capture the Flag on the pit. We're jumping on board with Lunchbox.
I'm going for 5.
Down, double.
Guys, tell me where he's going, Mason. Tell me where he's going.
I got rockets. I'm good.
I had a chance yesterday to watch Instinct take on Classic, and I was watching right here on CTF Pit how Neighbor, his job mainly was to grab that sniper and control the OS, and they were able to dominate that match and come back after being down 2-0. And I want to see if they can go with that same strat here against Carbon.
And that strat, you know, that is a good strat versus a team like Classic, but versus Carbon, Carbon's always aggressive, and they're just going to continually push through empty and green. So Neighbor's going to have to do a little more than just sit around the overshield. He's going to have to push with his team through empty, or else flag caps like this are going to happen constantly.
I got a flag.
And so Walshy gets the flag halfway through the long haul. Naded trying to make his push from Sword over to keep that flag alive. And he's, oh my, jumping no-scope, grabs the flag, keeps it alive, dodges the grenade, and goes for a second no-scope. Naded is a playmaker. And there's another kill from Defy. He is going to be taken down, and I believe this flag is going back unless Walshy can touch it, and he does. Shockwave has the protection. Naded is fired up. This is going to be 1-0 to start the game off. Let's listen in with Carbon.
Let's shot our hole.
I just got to say this real quick, Puckett. You know, talking about the whole Walshy-Native combinations, the 2 new additions to Carbon here. Walshy said in his timeout interview, he said, you know, I was kind of hesitant about partnering and teaming up with Native because I heard he's a selfish player, all the bad hype he got. He said, but when I talked to him, it was nothing like that. I knew we were going to be great teammates together.
Brett, where are you?
I'm Bridge. Where do you,
Our plant.
On our sword window.
What's our sword window? Dead. What's our
I got.
What's up?
2 on 2, 2 on 2.
I know.
All right.
Watch out,
I guess
Brett.
40, yeah, 46, 50.
That's right.
There's
guy to snipe one.
Our snipe one.
Watch our snipe one. Snipe one's got me. Snipe one got me.
He's at our runway.
Our runway, Brett. Our runway, Brett.
All right.
One side. One side. One side. One shot our runway. One shot our runway. Our training, Dave. Coming our runway.
I push through.
Still on runway.
Davis RBR. Davis RBR. I'm chasing him.
I'm going on our flag. I'm going on our flag. Jason, I'm on our flag. I'm going for it.
Is our Mauler problem?
On bridge. I need our Mauler. Hey, Mauler weak.
I'll get him. No, he's one shot. He's one shot. Absolutely. Still inside Mauler.
Shots, another one.
Still there, Justin. Still there, Justin.
Last guy at their BR. 3 dead still.
Where are they spawning?
Not spawning yet, still. Last guy at Mauler or BR.
What's one BR pit?
He's in BR pit. Walshy, at the Walshy there's a guy.
They're back turn.
After they spawn.
Back right.
There's a guy that went to the Walshy.
Training pit,
Mauler,
training
I
pit.
guess.
Top 2 trigger.
Sorry.
All right, let's go. Let's go. This one, we got split spawns. We got this shit. Let's
We're
go.
on breaks. We're coming
Our
our training.
training.
Our training.
They're
We're gonna have both snipers. We're gonna have both snipers. I'm flanking. They know I can.
Yep.
Our sword, one shot.
Black is coming up.
Under bridge, guys. Under bridge weak. Under bridge weak.
On our green with on our platform with us sniper.
I got it.
The one-on-one battle, Walshy versus Ghost Ayami. Who's the better slayer? That's all I'm going to say. Listen in.
He's running to BR. He's in the
There's one
bottom.
pit box.
Rocks are dead. Rocks are dead.
They're plat to me. At their BR pit.
Our Mauler.
At their needle. 3 on 3. They're green in their needle.
I'm flanking.
Their hallway coming to our hallway in 2 seconds. Our hallway in 2 seconds.
Not our Mauler, guys. He's on a flag. On flag.
On flag?
On flag. Get away from him. Their needle pit. Their needle pit.
Our BR pit. Roy's our BR
Go
pit.
to the green. Someone go to the green.
Our green. Our green.
One shot in green, guys.
Grab it. Stay alive. Grab it.
Yeah, I need
You got it. Oh, you missed it. In our green.
Stay alive,
2 in our camo.
Our training, I need help. I got it. We're trying to train. Stay alive.
I'll get him. Stay alive.
Our green now. Our green, Justin. It's got to be you guys.
Our plant sniping. RBR.
You guys, touch out.
OS. Stay alive, Eric. I'm trying to. One shot on flag. One shot on the flag.
I'm trying to flag guys still. We missed it.
Yeah. Still RBR.
Stay alive, Jason. I'm nading BR.
I didn't get it. They return.
And the flag is going to return. Carbon coming up clutch, but Ghost Yami just got the new overshield.
In their camo, push through someone.
Right now, we're going.
Mason, I'm right behind you, I know. They're green. It's a one shot, and they're all shot.
I'm going to green. Our green, one shot.
I'm one shot. I'm staying alive.
One shot, our green. I got him.
Last guy right here in camo. Last guy in Mason. I'm one shot. I'm one shot. I'm staying alive.
He's their camo. They're neither.
He's in their neither. Inside camo. They're camo, one shot.
I got him. Go.
Grab it.
I got it.
Other tower, guys.
There's one dead only. I need help. I'm going to die. I get triple nade.
You guys are training ramp.
I'm one shot.
Our training is like you guys. I got one. Last one. I got one. They're training. 2 down, guys. All belt. Stay alive. I'll get him.
Go for new cap. Go for another cap.
And Instinct ties it all up. It's 1-1 after 5 minutes.
I'm going for him, Mason.
Where's he going? Their cuts also chasing us. In the runway, guys.
I'm going for him.
On their flag. Plat.
One shot.
On their flag right now, guys.
What? One shot, dude. You know what?
On their flag.
On your sword base. Our training.
Our pit box. Their pit box, guys.
2 guys on the sword base. Go on our training.
Stay alive, guys. Our training. Get away from you. In our green. I got him. In our needle pit. Our needle pit now. Pushing back BR. Our flat, guys. Look at our flat.
Behind me. Our back there. Our cuts.
I got the guy in our flag. Stay alive. Our flag, guys. Our flag. I got a nade on him. I don't know if I hit him. I don't think I hit him. Our back BR, I think. 2 shots. One shot our green. He's running it.
We got good spawns.
Nade him. One shot on training.
One shot.
5 still one shot on training.
My guy's still one shot.
He's dead. I got 2 dead. Inside green right now. Inside green, guys. They're green, one shot. They're green dead.
Last guy. Yeah.
Green.
Where?
In green. I have just one shot.
Damn it.
It's all good. Our training.
Our flag.
Our pit ramp.
And here goes the counter. It's in the hands of Lunchbox. Roy is doing all the protecting. He's got the sniper rifle. Lunchbox is looking to put in a second flag for Instinct. And that is just perfect flag running out of the long-haired hero.
They're green air. One shot.
I got it.
That's great.
All right, guys, so we're about 6.5 minutes into this game. Carbon looked like they were just about to score. Roy and Lunchbox coming up clutch, stopping that flag, and then they got the counter cap. But Carbon seems to be the aggressor in this match so far. What's going on?
Well, to be honest, the only way that Instinct's ever going to cap is when Neighbor doesn't have a sniper in his hands, because he pushes up. Right there, he had rockets, and he didn't have any power weapons, so he pushed in with Kusayami to pull flags, and that's how they were able to secure it back home. But as soon as that sniper comes up, he's going to go right back to top turret and just sit there and kind of work around sword.
And right now we're kind of listening in with Carbon, and it seems that the Instinct squad is talking a lot more. Didn't hear a word out of Neighbor, but you hear Lunchbox and Ghost Yami talking the entire time. Nate going to work with the Rockets. Meanwhile, it looks like Shockwave is going to pull the flag. He's all the way through the green box. And that is a triple kill for Nate. He was going for the overkill and perfect time to die. It's 2-2.
2 dead.
Okay, 2 on 3. I got sniper their needle. They're empty. To their plat. They're empty.
Oh my goodness.
And Defy just dominated.
Ghost Yami. I watch it from Ghost.
Watch how long. I got it. I got a death screen. I don't have a death screen anymore. Go, Chris.
When's the
I'll
last?
push it through green. They're needles, Chris.
I'm hopping the green.
And Shockwave is pushing it on Roy. Roy has the sniper. He's going to leave that for Naded. They got to look out for Ghost, who's sitting top of the snipe tower, but Shock is just going to ignore him and push the flag through Mauler's side. You see 2 players protecting him. That is going to be Walshy and Defy momentarily. Defy's taken out, so now they just got to stay alive, and Walshy accidentally sniped Shockwave. That's going to be a huge miscue, and now we're going to see as Carbon, or Instinct rather, is going to be able to capitalize on it.
I need help, guys. There's neither 2 of them. Nice. On the green now. In green.
What's on the camo?
In green. 2 on the green. 2 to the green, 2 to the camo. Don't push the green. They're going training.
They're going for OS. I'm going for it.
Yeah. All right.
And OS. On Sorbage, guys. One shot on Sorbage. They're training.
They're neither still.
I'm going training side. I'm going. Let's go.
We're both fucking weak now. Stay alive.
One shot, stay alive.
One shot, they're green. It's 1 shot still.
Behind me. OS guys, OS one of their green. Stay alive. Another guy inside green still. One shot, they're green. Guys, stay alive. Watch 2 dead.
2 alive now. Our Mauler still.
And Defy just pulled the flag for Carbon. He's got it to the green box. Naded had that overshield. He has an opponent in his Mauler. Just picked up the sniper rifle. Will be interesting to see how he plays this. He's going for the new flag, and he was shot from behind. Perfect play out of Lunchbox from Instinct.
Run it.
Another one.
Oh.
And the flag did not make it up. Neighbor has the sniper rifle going to work in the needle pit versus Shockwave. The BR cannot finish. And the no-scope does the damage on Walshy, and he's going to keep the flag alive.
This is the neighbor that should be neighbor every round versus no matter who he plays. The big play and then does the objective, not sit top turret and lose the sniper.
Apparently earlier in the game he really upset you, huh, Scott?
Yes.
I haven't seen anything negative in the last couple minutes when I've been watching him, but Scott holds grudges. All right, right now we're watching as Neighbor is sneaking through the runway. He's going over to the Carbon side of the map. Meanwhile, Lunchbox, Gostiami, and Roy are just trying to play defense. We'll see how Neighbor plays this one. The rest of his team is getting swarmed by the Carbon squad. And so Neighbor pulls the flag, he gets it to Green Box. We're starting to see as Carbon is just ignoring him basically. Defy was the only one to go back.
That's a good play there by Neighbor. He dropped the flag, used it as a distraction, came back and tried to get control of his base. Granted, it didn't work, but his intentions were correct.
We've seen similar stuff out of Oh My Warrior. Neighbor, no, that was a selfish play. Kind of proud of the kid. All right, Roy is going to go down. We're jumping on board with Shockwave. He's trying to keep the flag alive as he tosses it to the green box, and I think that is about the 9th flag we've seen get to the halfway point of the map. These two teams are just coming clutch time after time, stopping each other. Walshy going for the touch. He's got it, trying to take it long haul. His teammates just falling on Needle. This is going to be huge for Carbon. This could be the final flag. Neighbor, the only player in position to stop him. He's got the sniper rifle. And he hit him once. Gostiami's here. How does Instinct play this? Ghost with the risky move, pulling the flag. He's going to be sniped. Roy protecting the Carbon flag, or the Instinct flag. And there goes the reset. Once again, Instinct coming up huge.
That was, I didn't agree with Gostiami's play right there, but by doing that, the sniper had to go out of his way to kill him instead of getting the touch on the flag. That's what you got to do in that instance.
And check out the confidence Neighbor has now. Getting hit with the grenade, pokes right back out, takes down Naded. And here's the double team on Defy. Neighbor is just really not as hot as we saw him on Friday night. His BR needs to warm up.
Watch out there, Camo. It's okay, I got this screen. One's coming through Camo right now. Coming through Camo right now.
Archery. I got one Nate dead. I got Nate. Archery.
No, they got Camo. I think there's no, never mind.
3 minutes left in regulation, but since it's tied up 2-2, we are in sudden death mode. The next flag will win.
Our training.
I know, they're training.
We need to kill the guy at our base. Come Camo, one shot. Our plan.
Gostiami, the last member alive. Walshy pulling the flag. He's got the sniper looking at him. Defy pushing from the green box. There's the nice 4-shot from Defy. Walshy's got the flag through green. He's going to be taken down by a grenade. Naded spawning at his base. Defy coming through the Camo, going for the flagpole. And Lunchbox and Roy are pushing from the training. Defy's not going to get too far here.
Get rockets. Someone watch rockets at green.
And everyone is going to be taken down. Walshy's pushing it in. And Carbon takes game 1.
After taking Game 1, Carbon continued to roll on in Game 2, rallying behind Naded's hot sniper to take a 2-0 series lead.
And really the thing I'm noticing is Naded outpowers Neighbor in this match so far.
With the help of some clutch plays by Neighbor, Instinct put together a solid lead early on in Game 3. But as the game progressed, Carbon began to chip away at Instinct's lead, and in the closing moments of the match, Carbon passed Instinct on the scoreboard to take Game 3 and the series 3-0.
Naded holding the ball and Carbon wins it.
Wow, who would have thought coming into Dallas that it would be Carbon and Triggers Down in the finals?
Now I gotta tell you, definitely not I.
Well, Triggers Down entered the finals with a 3-2 lead over Carbon since they had defeated them earlier in the winners bracket finals.
The championship match opened up with an impressive performance by Pistola and Hysteria, whose combined slang and objective talents led to an easy 5-1 victory on Onslaught CTF.
Triggers Down continued their streak, putting on an impressive display of skill on Narrow's Team Slayer. Check it out.
So here we go. It's time for game number 7, Team Slayer on Narrows. Now, Carbon, they just played against Instinct in this game type, so they're going to be warmed up. Let's see if Naded gets the sniper again. We're opening this one up with I Got Your Pistola.
L2.
One shot L2. One shot L2. Shockwave.
This side.
Top mid. Kill top mid.
This side.
I'm watching her live.
One lifted. Watch behind us.
At our base somewhere.
I'm again. We got rocks.
Pistola moving down low, picking up the assassination on Shockwave. Triggers down, opening up strong, and Pistola's just baiting himself, annoying Naded.
Yeah, that's what Pistola does best. Is just be so sneaky and you never know where he's at. When he first came to the league and he was playing FFAs, could never find him. Just would always backslap me or double shot me or the worst way to kill me possible. And that's what he does to teams. He frustrates them.
So Pistola moving into the base allowed for SK to get the rockets into the lobby, and Hysteria has been sitting pretty with the sniper rifle top middle as Triggers down takes a huge lead, 11, make that 12 to 4 to open up the game. No scope.
R2 right now.
One R2. Yes,
One shot R2.
One shot still. He's one shot still.
We got him. Nice.
Three down.
Last one sniper.
Got him!
Nice.
Boom, baby!
Watch back in.
They're making it. They're not flagged. They're not flagged. Backstage.
Watch the ramp spawn. Backstage.
Rockets at their snipe. Lifted.
On the shields. Devise those shields and man cannon.
Nice. One down. They're making.
L3.
Man cannon. One shot L2. One shot L2. Wall sheet.
Did they cannon? I don't know where
I think I killed him. R3.
I'm lifting over.
To top mid.
Finally, Hysteria is taken down. We're jumping on board with Carbon because Naded just picked up a sniper.
And L3 has out.
They're Mohawk and R3 and L3.
L2 Hysteria. Yep. 3 on 3. R2 to right pocket now. No, I didn't have him. Nice shot. R2 and L2. Top right.
And a Naded Gen has begun on the main stage here. Scott, what's going on here? The crowd wants Carbon to win.
This is the first this season, that's for sure. I think they just love the way this team plays. It's so entertaining to watch them, and it's a fan favorite. Be like watching. I have no good comparison, but watching
You
something
back
exciting.
in the Halo 2 days. I'll say it for you, Scott. You're so modest. And so Naded's got the sniper rifle fearlessly charging bottom middle, putting a shot on a player, backing up. His team is down by 10. But remember, on Narrows, it is definitely possible to come back from a deficit like this. We saw Final Boss do it earlier to bring it within 2 kills against Instinct.
Mohawk, 2 guys. One shot the Mohawk kind.
L2.
All right, R1 now. R1. Rocket 56. R1.
Killing spree for Naded.
One shot on Rocket. One shot on one.
I'm going for him. Got him, R1. Rocket's coming, I'm going.
L1, Dan.
L1 and L2. And at Rockets. He's on Rockets. Another guy is at our snipe.
Stuck in their lobby.
They have Rockets.
R2 with rocks. R2 with rocks.
I'm cannon over Our cannon guy. Got our cannon guy.
They're Mohawk.
I'm coming out.
Rockets are L2. R2, one shot R2. One's R2, Rockets
And
are
Scott, I
R2.
gotta point out, Carbon is not playing this the right way right now. They're sending one at a time, top middle. Naded has been sitting back, patiently waiting back at his base, playing it pretty cautiously. He picked up a few kills, he went on a spree, but the teamwork was just not there. They're not gonna be able to take over map control, and what they need to do to come back from a huge 10-kill deficit like this is get Triggers down on a spawn camp. That is not what they're doing. They're not executing the right strats.
You took the words out of my mouth, Chris. I was waiting that whole time to say that, and you just have to take it.
Triggers down seems to be definitely more aggressive than Carbon on this one.
But Naded still continuing to go off, picking up the double kill. He's finally cleaned up by Hines. And what were you going to say, Scott?
It's almost as if he exhausted himself. But earlier, Naded was screaming, yelling at the top of his lungs. Now Naded kind of like a little bit tired, but he's still dominating.
The Carbon energy definitely not there, not the same energy we saw after the celebration. But Naded just so consistent with his BR, it makes you kind of forget that the score right now is 46-34 in favor of Triggers down. Let's jump on board with Hysteria. He is about to get killed by Naded. I'm so happy I didn't switch. And that's 49-37. Hines going for it. You called it. Pistol stole it. Whatever.
With the win, Triggers down jumped out to a 5-2 lead in the series.
TD only needed one more game to win Dallas, but Carbon wasn't going to make it easy for them. Carbon made a stand in Game 3, narrowly winning Guardian Oddball after rallying behind Walshy's clutch slaying in the last few seconds of the game.
And now they got the ball, 15 seconds left on the clock. This one going down through the wire. And Walshy is going off.
Huge right there. Oh my goodness.
And Carbon stays
Are
alive.
you kidding me?
In Game 4, Carbon continued to push on as Defy led the team to a win on Construct King of the Hill, putting up the most kill time and the most kills.
Last time. And Defy he's just catching fire with that sniper rifle.
Now trailing just 5-4, MLG fans across the world began to ponder the thought of a Carbon comeback. Triggers Down quickly put those thoughts to rest in Game 10 as Pistola put on an amazing performance to seal the victory.
So Triggers Down are your MLG Dallas champions. They played tremendously throughout the tournament and definitely deserved to come out on top.
Now you gotta hand it to Carbon though. I mean, those guys came out of nowhere this event, and I'm sure their fans are going to be excited to see if they can continue that on into Anaheim.
They sure will. And for Farouk Tawhid, I'm Chris Puckett. We hope you enjoyed the Best of Dallas available exclusively on Xbox Live. We'll see you next time.